and wonder why I did what I did? Deception. Everything. I gave her every opportunity to walk away. I gave her every opportunity to be honest with me, but instead she chose to constantly deal in deception. And I'm tired of it. Period.
Okay, so what you just seen right there was prime example number one of when a Dusty McCrusty tells you exactly who they are, believe them the first time, and run. Hey, what's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And you're kicking it with me, Neek, the host, and the rest of my night owls. Now, today I'm going to be going over a case that happened some time ago, and this is going to be a part of an ongoing series of Flashback Thursday or Flashback Friday, where I bring you guys cases that happened some time ago that we still need to talk about and bring awareness to. Now, this story is about a mother by the name of Ashley Hardin and her dusty man by the name of Rayshawn Smith doing the unthinkable. Let's get into it.
A heartbreaking story this evening about one woman who recently passed away.
Rayshawn Smith is accused of kidnapping and murdering his girlfriend, Ashley Hardin. And today we're getting a clearer picture of what happened that morning.
Now, basically what happened was on July 23rd, 2022, the Dusty that you just seen, Rayshawn Smith, took to his social media accounts to basically make excuses as to why he killed Ashley or allude that he had done something very terrible to her. Unaware of what exactly was going on, her family then went into a panic and into a total frenzy.
Streets of
Canal Street,
Louisiana, New Orleans. I'm gonna flip it. Look at this man.
I'm just here. I love nothing at all.
This is Donnie. Let me see if I can turn this around. How do you turn this around?
Like an old person with a phone.
Yeah.
Turn this thing around.
No.
That was wrong. This is activity. This is definitely not Rockford.
And wonder why I did what I did? Deception. Stop dealing in deception with people. When I met Ashley, I was openly polyamorous. I slept with women. I was upfront about it. I told her about my anger issues. I told her about my felony. I told her about prison. I told her about being controlling, violent, everything. I gave her every opportunity to walk away. I gave her every opportunity to be honest with me, but instead she chose to constantly deal in deception. And I'm tired of it. Period.
Okay, so I know a lot of y'all don't speak Dusty, so let me break down what he just says. I told her that I was a piece of doo-doo emoji, and I told her that I was the scum of the earth, and I told her that I wasn't ish, and I was violent, and I was uncontrollable, and I was emotionally unstable, and I was off my rocker, and she accepted me for that. I told her that I liked to bang a couple of few women, and she knew that. However, she portrayed to me to be something else, and for that reason, I feel like I'm able to be a scumbag, and she has to keep up with the image that she told me, or else I'm going to act erratic and do something that she will never, ever be able to wake up from. Let's continue.
And a lot of the deception is far beyond her. It comes from the Rockford fucking Black Church. When I met her, she had just stopped fucking a pastor in his church. In fact, she's with like 4 or 5 pastors here in Rockford. And it's not just her. The Rockford Black Church is corrupt as f***. They protect these predatory pastors. They give them money. All these fucking pastors around, they got all these goddaughters and young light-skinned girls that they taking on trips to other countries and to all these concerts and church this and that. And you stupid people in Rockford pay the tithes and offerings to pay for this shit. I know countless women with evidence that have dealt with these black pastors here in Rockford, and y'all go for it. One of the worst motherfuckers is Ronald. Look in his phone. Look in your daughter's phone if he's if your daughter go to his church. Look in her phone.
Okay, so on the next part of the video, he basically goes on to name different pastors in Rockford and different accusations and allegations that he alleged them to have. One pastor he claims is taking people on trips. Another pastor he claims is doing the hanky-panky with their daughter or goddaughter or whoever. Another pastor he alleges to be buying the Cuda cat. And he just makes all of these accusations. Now, he then goes to an ex of Ashley's and says that they were corrupt and sneaky together, and says that they had corrupt and sneaky children as well.
Ashley and Larry were sneaky and corrupt together, and they birthed 3 sneaky, corrupt children. Hate me for saying it, but it's the truth. And now Larry can get all the sympathy that he wants. He can get all the tithe and offerings that he wants. Fuck him. Do better. Y'all supposed to be so churchy. I've been looked down on by the black church my entire life. When me and Ashley first announced that we was around, my blood cousin Lynn Washington go try to warn her on Facebook. Why?
Perhaps if everybody was alarmed at her dating you and your cousin tried to warn her, they were probably trying to warn her against the inevitable that happened because you are a violent scumbag individual that took her life, and they were trying to warn her to get away from you so that nothing bad like this would happen. Now, after this video, her family seen it and it just came off odd, weird, and strange. And they went into a panic, like I said, commenting under the post, demanding to know where Ashley is, accusing him of having her, and demanding to speak with her and turn her over. Her mother would be one of the first to beg him to please let her child go and said the following. It appears there must have been a post and delete because the mother asked somebody what's their address. The sister told the person to also get with her mom with the information. The mother then replies, I want his address. I'm driving around looking for her. A friend chimes in and says, can someone do a welfare check? The sister replies, she is missing. That is all we know. Rayshawn, I know you're watching these comments. Where's my sister? Please tell us that. Unfortunately, their prayers would go unanswered as her body was found Saturday morning at 7:35 a.m. in the back of Rayshawn's workplace. Okay, so basically what happened was she started to smell this very, very strong smell of gasoline. And so once she smells this gasoline, she's trying to figure out, like, what is going on? Where is this smell coming from? What is happening? And she gets one of her minor children to come with her to basically scope around the house to see what is going on. She steps outside of her front door, and when she steps outside her front door, she notices a car across the street. Now, once she notices this car across the street, she signals for her minor child to go back inside the house. The son is sitting at home waiting for his mom to come back in. She never comes back in, and he starts to panic and get worried. He takes to social media, makes a video, tags his mom, and alerts the family that his mom is missing. The family gets wind of this social media post and immediately starts to beg for her safe return, and then come up across the video that I showed you guys previous.
Let's start first with the evidence police found when they arrested Smith. Police found Smith in his car hours after the alleged crime. They found a machete, blood, Hardin's phone, and zip ties. Police also found more zip ties and bullets where they found Hardin's body. And here's video of that scene where police found Hardin. The documents we have say Smith worked here at Echo Lab that's out in Roscoe. Police also used security footage to connect Smith's car to this building on the day that Hardin died. Smith's car first got on scene just before 3 o'clock in the morning. Shortly after that, Smith posted a video on Facebook where he tagged Hardin. In that video, he says Hardin and several pastors were corrupt, and also says people were going to wonder why he did what he did.
I made you cry. when I walked away. Oh, and although I promised that I couldn't stay, baby, but every promise don't work out that way. No, 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 baby. Every promise don't work out that way.
Okay, so the clip that you just saw was Ashley Hardin singing her beautiful heart out. Now, Ashley was a woman who basically was this angelic soul who went to church, and she would, sing and sing and sing. And her friends basically admired her as a sweet, beautiful person. Now, one of her friends spoke out to the news and talked about the relationship that her and Ashley had, how close they were, and how their relationship became to be a strain when Rayshawn got in the picture. I'm going to put a quick clip of that, and then we're going to share more of Ashley singing and more of the story.
Her best friend, Carla Trujillo, says she never expected anything like this to happen.
I knew that he had problems, but I never, in my wildest dreams, never thought he would play God and decide whether she lives or she's gone. He pulled her from me, where we didn't actually speak for 3 years, from 2017 until January of 2020, when she reached back out to me again. I just got married, and was so happy for me. I don't have a big support system, but that girl was my support system.
Okay, so in the snippet that the news showed, you can see that she was loved by many. Her family, especially the way that they were proactive in trying to get results and trying to get her back home, shows that she was cared for and loved. Now, as it pertains to Rayshawn's dusty behind, well, things ended tragically for him by his own doing. Now, it was a pretty fast sentence and death for Rayshawn after this situation. So basically what happened was he was charged for the murder of Ashley Hardin and booked into jail. Now, she was said to be missing on July 23rd of 2022. Now, by October of 2022, he pled guilty for murdering Ashley, and by December 19th of 2022, he was sentenced to 60 years to life in prison for killing Ashley. Now, just days after his life sentence, he then took his own life by suicide and now is resting somewhere, hopefully below ground, for what he did to this woman and taking his own life. So apparently, according to the news, there was some type of negligence associated with his demise, because a correctional officer was supposed to be doing their rounds fully, and they neglected to fully check on all of the inmates, leaving him enough ample time to axe himself on Christmas Day when he was discovered, or Christmas Eve the night before. Let's get into it.
Exclusive documents from the state of Illinois that sheds new light on the death of convicted murderer 46-year-old Rayshawn Smith back in December.
The documents reveal negligence from correctional officers and claim Smith's suicide in prison could have been prevented. Smith pled guilty in October to the murder of his ex-girlfriend, Ashley Hardin. A report from Illinois State Police says around 7 a.m. Christmas Day, Smith was found in his cell hanging from a torn bedsheet. The report says it wasn't until the next day guards found Smith's body.
Officials say correctional officer Lisette Ontiveros was supposed to check on Smith, but she didn't finish her rounds, even though she falsified in a logbook that she did before leaving for the night.
4 other officers were identified in the report who admitted they didn't check on the unit that evening.
All right, so as you see there, the correctional officers were supposed to be doing their rounds. They're supposed to be checking on all the cells. And in addition to the correctional officer who falsified and said that she did do her rounds, there was other officers who admitted that they did not check on the unit that evening either. And it looks like this could have been something preventable, because he needed to sit in jail and think about everything that he did. Now, this individual, in addition to saying that he told Ashley who he was, he also was a author of a very struggled book that he admits had a lot of grammatical errors and was very jankily wrote. But the name of the book that he wrote was a book by the name of Sociopath or Wrong Path.
I am a published author. The book is written in a very, very raw form because at one point in my life, I could barely read and write. When I wrote this book, I could barely read and write. I self-taught myself in a prison cell how to put words together, how to express myself, and the form and the style that this book is written in is the person that I was in 2000, 2001, and I wanted to keep it like that. There are grammatical errors, there typos, there are flaws, but this is how I wrote it. This is how I wanted it to be.
Being that he had this struggle book and clearly states in the title him questioning whether he's a sociopath or not, let you know that something definitely wasn't right upstairs. However, hopefully the proceeds from this book hopefully go to her children that she leaves behind and her family members, because her life was definitely gone and taken too soon by this Dusty McCrusty, who decided to then self-delete and take his own life like a coward.
Tragedies are commonplace, all kinds of diseases. People are slipping away. Economy's down, people don't get enough pay. But as for me, all I can say is thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me. Yeah.
Just encouraging folks to be thankful right now for all that's going on in the world. If you're still alive, if you're still able to work, your kids are healthy, your loved ones are healthy and safe, just be thankful. Could have been us.
If somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time.